If you are not building your own email list, your own email community in 2025 as a multi-day operator, you are playing a dangerous game. Here's why. Hi there, Kelsey Toner here, the founder of Guest Focused Tour Business Coaching, where every day myself and our team of amazing tour and activity business coaches are helping you build a thriving, profitable tour business. Welcome back to our series on multi-day travel marketing, where we're sharing best practices, tools, and templates from some of the most successful multi-day operators on the planet. This entire series leverages our VIP marketing method, which is a practical framework to attract, connect with, and ultimately convert your ideal target guests. How do we do that? By making sure our marketing is valuable, making sure it's intimate, and making sure it is pervasive. That's the V-I-N-P. But in this video, we are going to be talking about email marketing and why it is so important for multi-day operators. If you are not building your own email list, your own email community in 2025 as a multi-day operator, you are playing a dangerous game. Here's why. First and foremost, you own your email list. Social media platforms can change their algorithms overnight, and they frequently do. Facebook reach is down to just 2% for most business pages. Instagram's algorithm changes constantly, but your email list, that's yours, and no platform can take away or limit who sees your messages. Second, the numbers don't lie. According to Data and Marketing Association, email marketing delivers on average ROI of $42 for every dollar spent. While social media engagement continues to be important, Campaign Monitor reports that email open rates for travel companies average 22 to 25%, which is often significantly higher than the engagement from your social media followings. But most importantly, people on your email list are significantly more likely to book than social media followers. You've probably had that experience where you've got a pretty decent social media following, maybe on Instagram or TikTok or other things, but how often does that actually lead to a booking? And how reliably can you reach out and contact those people when you have a special offer or promotion or have an upcoming deadline? And thirdly, let's address the elephant in the room. Paid digital advertising costs are higher than ever. WordStream reports that Facebook and Google ad costs have increased as much as 30 to 50% over the past 2 years here in 2025. For multi-day operators selling higher ticket experiences, you need multiple touch points before someone books, and email is the most cost-effective way to nurture those relationships over time. These types of multi-day bookings take time. People plan, they compare, they delay. We need lots and lots of touch points. And the reality is our sales cycle is longer than the average day tour operator. And email is how you can stay in their world. It's how we can build that trust and rapport over time. Email marketing so perfectly aligns with that VIP marketing method because the V is the value. We need to deliver inspirational, educational, and truly helpful content consistently. And that's how we can do that with email. Secondly, that intimacy, that rapport, that takes multiple touch points. That means showing up and showcasing your expertise, actually helping out with something that they're struggling with, or helping them through a hard or complicated decision related to that booking. And that pervasiveness highlights the fact that we don't just want to rely on a single channel. So we're not saying email marketing only, but we are saying if you're not using email marketing 100%, this needs to be part of your pervasiveness strategy, where you're showing up where your ideal target guests are spending their time. And guess what? They are spending big parts of their time in their inboxes. Okay, so hopefully you are convinced, but now comes the $1,000,000 question. How do I start getting people onto my email list? Well, there are lots and lots of ways, but one of the first things we recommend is starting with a lead magnet. A lead magnet or lead generator is a valuable free resource, often some kind of digital download that you offer in exchange for someone's email address. It's called a magnet because it should attract your ideal guests like a magnet attracts metal. And the key word here is valuable. It needs to solve a real problem that they have right now. Think painkiller, not vitamins. An urgent need that requires a solution, not something that's just nice to have. The sheer sight of it should be irresistible to your ideal target guest, and they should have fear of missing out, serious FOMO, if they don't download it before leaving the page. Let's have a quick look at some real-world examples from multi-day operators in our coaching program. Peter from Mystical Asia Tours does outbound tours from Australia to Vietnam. Here on his website, he offers a beautiful lead magnet, 8 costly mistakes Aussies make on their first Vietnam trip. You can see here on the landing page that in order to get this guide, we have to input our email address. Peter does a great job of calling out some of the benefits of downloading this free guide. 8 rookie mistakes that could cost you over $1,000 and countless hours of frustration on a Vietnam trip. Insider tips to save over 20% on accommodation, transportation, and activities, and avoid getting ripped off. And down at the bottom, a nice personal touch following that intimacy guideline where he says, "G'day, Peter here, founder of Mystical Asia Tours. I created this guide to help fellow Aussies just like you explore Vietnam effortlessly and make the most of your group trip." Why trust Peter? Well, over 10 years of exploring Vietnam's stunning landscapes, his mission is to share this country's magnificence, beauty, and delicious cuisine to all Aussies. Now, what you should be noticing here is that there's going to be a whole lot of people, a whole lot of travelers who are not at all attracted to this lead magnet of Peter's. He is doing the right thing here by making it irresistible to a very specific type of traveler. And this is an Australian who is doing their first trip to Vietnam. This is what is qualifying leads for Peter. We don't just want to grow an email list for email's sake. We want the right people on that list. What doesn't typically work are more generic newsletters. We see this often say, hey, essentially a sign saying, who wants more email? Sign up for information, maybe special offers, etc. You'll see a significantly higher click-through rate and conversion rate by having a lead magnet, and you can do a better job of this qualifying. So with your lead magnet, I would encourage you to avoid overly generic, travel tips or guides or anything, honestly, that's too dense or too long. Very often shorter pieces of content here. A quick hit list, like we saw with Peter, of 7 or 8 items, a checklist, maybe an ultimate guide, but that ultimate guide shouldn't be an entire ebook. The other consideration is for the dreaming, planning, and booking phases. They're all part of the marketing funnel with our VIP marketing methodology. I would focus right there on that planning phase. That's often where we're going to be looking for really specific pain points, challenges, or frustrations, dream scenarios that people are working to achieve, where you can come in and provide a lead magnet to help them out in some way or another. Could we leverage AI to help us come up with lead magnet ideas? You betcha. Here's a prompt you can take and run with. You are a world-class tour business marketing expert. Your task, develop a list of 15 lead magnet ideas where we'll ask leads for their email in exchange for this digital download. In these lead magnets, address a range of problems, challenges faced by our ideal target customer. 3 ideas, be a list of common or costly mistakes. 3 in the form of an ultimate or definitive guide, and 3 be a cheat sheet or checklist. Ensure they address specific issues, showcase our expertise, and add real value. This download should be irresistible to our ideal target customer. By the way, here is our company, and here is our ideal target guest. One of the multi-day members in our coaching program who focuses on women trips for Americans traveling specifically to southern Italy. Have a look what it was able to generate. Where do you even go? A plain English guide to southern Italy's hidden gems. How to narrow your options fast, avoid the overhyped spots, and plan a smarter trip, making sure your flights, routes, and nights count with local intel. Here's another one. You'll wish you knew this before you went. 5 hidden experiences most Americans miss. Go beyond the checklist sites. Make real memories, not just take photos. A guide to finding the slow, sensory-rich moments that stick with you. The ultimate first-timer's guide to southern Italy. So stop second-guessing your itinerary. Get a region-by-region breakdown in plain English. No Wikipedia summaries. And finally, one more idea, the Southern Italy Culture Shock Survival Guide. Southern Italy, what feels off for Americans and why it's worth it. Some of the benefits that you're going to cover in this guide, how to understand the rhythm from 2-hour lunches and closed shops midday to learn what's not broken, just different. And how to feel more connected, understand small but important cultural cues that make interactions warmer and easier. In this day and age, with the AI tools that can help you brainstorm, write, and even create some of the graphics or final product associated with lead magnets, there is no longer an excuse. And remember, your first lead magnet should not be your last. Ideally, you're testing these to see which has the most conversion rate, which generates you the most new leads. And if you've got a couple, why not leverage them both across all of your different marketing channels? So we're on to our next section, where to leverage this lead magnet. Well, first and foremost, of course, on our website. Let's have a look at a real world example. It's my pleasure to introduce you to John and his team of Target Tours who do outbound plan-for-you guided vacations departing from specifically Atlantic Canada. One of the first places that you can find this lead magnet is right here above the fold, a free guide, 7 costly mistakes to avoid. I love the specificity here. 7 costly mistakes Atlantic Canadians make when booking vacations. Discover how to save hundreds of dollars on flights, insurance, and hidden fees. Avoid hours of stress with expert packing and planning trips, and travel smarter with recommendations from veteran Atlantic Canadian travelers. If we scroll down their homepage, we'll see a call out that can be used in multiple places. Here are some of their tours. Here's a nice message from John, but further down, free guide, 7 costly mistakes to avoid when booking a vacation from Atlantic Canada. Using a site like Canva, you can very quickly create a nice visual asset that goes along with your lead magnet. If we go over to some of the other pages on John's website, we'll see this call out used again and again. Here is the About page where they tell you a little bit more about their story. Hey, front and center, here is that free guide. Where else can we put it? Let's scroll down to the very bottom. You'll see the footer, a free guide, 7 costly mistakes to avoid when booking a vacation from Atlantic, Canada. On every single page of their website, in the footer, this lead magnet is being leveraged. But here's the real magic of a lead magnet. We can use it anywhere we like. So should we have it on our Google My Business page? Absolutely. Should we leverage it for our Facebook bios and Linktree for Instagram and other socials? Absolutely. Could you go into forums, discussions, other Facebook groups and offer this guide free of charge? 100% recommended. You can even leverage it in your paid advertising. Instead of driving directly to a tour sales page, where if they don't buy, they're out of there, you could be driving people to a qualifying lead magnet. And now you don't have to pay Zuckerberg or you don't have to go back and pay Google every time you want to reach those people. You're going to capture their email address. And next up, what do we do with it? Well, we're going to send them a welcome sequence, of course. By welcome sequence, we simply mean a series of 5 to 6 emails that we're going to send to anyone that joins our email list. Think of it like having a great first impression and making sure that someone is brand new to you and your company gets a proper introduction and understands what you're all about. In our coaching program, we have AI prompts to help you generate this entire welcome series, but here's a quick outline. Email 1 delivers the lead magnet. Keep it short, deliver the freebie, and no pitch. Email 2 highlights a problem of your ideal target guest and then positions your tours, your activities, or maybe your community as the solution to that problem. Email 3 is all about the social proof and testimonials. You don't need to go overboard at this stage, but put in here 2 to 3 of your best testimonials, ideally in a story format. Email 4 handles objections head on. What are the top 6 concerns, objections that you can tackle head on to put people's mind at ease to move forward with a booking? Email 5 simply shows how you do things differently than the competitors. In here, you can layer in your unique selling proposition. It's not about bad-mouthing the competition, just highlighting that the way that you do things is not only different, but better. And email 6 is simply bringing it all together. This is the one email pitch that if they didn't read any of the other emails, you could pepper in the key problem that you solve with your tours, what makes you special or unique and different from the competition, overcome those objections, get some social proof in there, and invite them to come and check out the tour page. Now, if that all feels a bit overwhelming, well, we in our coaching program have AI prompts that can help get this welcome sequence done in less than half an hour. Interested in learning more or getting a free strategy call? Well, of course, use the link down below at guestfocus.com/book a call. We'd love to have a free strategy session with you and talk about how we can get these best practices into your hands. But this welcome sequence is all about that first impression. And every great email should have what? It should have a call to action. So throughout this welcome sequence, we want to drive people to the next step in the sales funnel. For those that are selling group tours, that might be driving back to a view our tours or a category page. For those of you that are doing more custom and bespoke, that might be encouraging them to fill out a form, sharing a little bit more information about the trip they'd like to book. Now, what happens after that welcome sequence? Well, that's when you are going to be sending weekly email content. That is our recommendation at a minimum, because we need to do what? We need to continue delivering value. We need to continue to build that intimacy, and we're going to leverage the pervasiveness of not only sending them these emails, but in the upcoming videos, we're going to talk about how we can use this same content, but leverage it across different channels. Big picture, if you are not doing email marketing as a tour and activity business owner in the multi-day space, do it now. Get started ASAP. You will not regret it, and you can use it as a tool to level up any of your other marketing strategies. Keep in mind, with your email list, this is a great leading metric to track. If you set up your lead magnets properly, you can now start to track, all right, how many new email subscribers a week or how many new email subscribers a month can I generate? And let's get that metric moving up. Let's start with 30 a month. Can we get it to 50 a month? Can we get it to 100 a month? And in the upcoming series, we're going to talk about some additional ways that you can drive traffic to your email list using some creative solutions that are not lead magnets. So in the comments section down below, let me know how you have built and grown your email marketing list. If you found this video useful, helpful, share it with a friend or colleague. It would honestly mean the world to us. It's how we grow this channel. Let people know what we are doing. Don't go anywhere, and we'll see you in the next video.